How's everybody doing out there today? Today I'm going to show you how to install a speaker in a 2006 Chevy Silverado quad cab, and we're going to be doing the left door, and the right door is exactly the same. And I'm sure there's different variances but on how to do it. This is just kind of a quick guide to walk you through it. And this is a tutorial, not an entire video like everybody else has. So, alright, so here's the speaker inside. This is the grill. That's going to be coming off. Here's the actual door panel that we will be removing. Here's the tools that we used. And in the line we use a drill. We have our little Sharpie so we can mark a pair of snips, some electrical tape, some sheet metal screws, and Torx bit, a couple other tools there, and a couple small sockets, I believe a 7mm as well. Alright, so and then with the small flathead, first we need to pry this off, okay, on both sides, right, and it comes right off. And that's how it comes off, and that's what it looks like. There's the piece on the ground. You see the little clip here and the two pieces here that clip in. And next we're going to remove this from the door panel. And that's how you would remove it. And then you just simply pop it off and then slide it up and out. And then that's what it looks like out. And there's the pieces to clip in. Now here's, okay, so next you would take the door lock off. You would pry this piece off, and then it simply just comes right off, and that's how it looks like from the bottom or on the inside. And then there's that screw we're talking about. So next we're going to remove the Torx bit. This typically has a little cap over it, but mine didn't, so you don't have to worry about the cap. So you remove that. Right, next is underneath the door handle rest. Right, there's a 7mm screw there. You need to remove that. It's a little bit longer. And next will be this one. Right, that comes right out. And then there's 3 of them. We're not done yet, so here's some of the pieces that we removed. And that's part of what we've done. Next, we jumped, so we'll skip that part. And we need to pry this piece off here. That's a little button deal. And contrary to what anyone says, it's a little bit more difficult than it looks. And you have to kind of use pliers and you wiggle it out slowly but surely, and it does come out. And then we set it on the ground. Okay, so that's the last piece. Now we can remove the door panel, in which we grab. We're just going to simply lift up. All right. We'll lift up, and as you can see, it comes right off. Now we have to worry about the electrical connections. And this just kind of shows you what it looks like inside. So we'll run and remove our light connection. Right, and there's the light. And then our door, other connections here for our door locks and windows. These just have little tabs, as you can see. You just push in them and just push down. And they simply come right out, okay? And the one that's the toughest, once you get all the others out, then the toughest one is this one. You have to pry this little piece forward, and then this piece here goes back, right, like that. See this piece? You have to pop that, then this goes down, and then you simply pull that out. There's your front speaker, okay? There's your door panel on the ground. All right, and then here's what it looks like, okay? Here's exactly what it looks like. And so now here's your front speaker. And you're going to remove this little foam piece insert. It'll break off, don't worry about it. Right, and then you want to push down on this thing. You can pop it a little bit, pry it just a little bit. And then just simply, once that comes out, lift up, right? Now you do the same thing with your speaker connection. Right, now it's off. Alright, so there's your old factory speaker. It's blown. They're not really good. As you can see, they're not really that great. They're made very cheaply. All right, so moving forward, now what we've done is we're going to go ahead and take our snips. You can use, electrical cutters, whatever you got, doesn't matter. And we're going to cut this connector off. Right. And sorry about that. We went ahead and cut it off. And that's what it looks like. All right, so you have your different colors there. And here's your code, right? Your front left door, tan is positive, gray is negative. Right door, light green is positive, dark green is negative. Rear left door, brown is positive, yellow is negative. Rear right door, dark blue is positive, light blue is negative. And we'll get a little bit closer up so you guys can see that maybe a little bit better. All right, and we'll kind of hold it there just for a split second. We're not going to keep holding it, You guys can come back and pause that. So that's a little bit better picture of it. Sorry if it's not the best, but we're just doing that left side, which is tan and gray and positive, negative. And then the right door's light green is positive, dark green's negative. All right, so moving forward. All right, so we're going to strip this back. We're going to cut that off. Right, and we'll do it on both of them. Then you want to twist those connections, right? And then as you can see, there's our new Sony Explode speaker. It is a 6.5. I picked mine up at Walmart for about 50 bucks. And these, I'll tell you what, these sound absolutely amazing. They're 4-way speakers, and they come with 2 tweets. They have the mid and then your woofer in the middle, and these just sound fantastic for mid-range completely. And as you can see, the magnet's a lot bigger in the back, and this is the model number, the 45s. And your continuous power is what you're looking for, and that is 50 watts, okay? And that's per speaker, all right? And like I say, these are great speakers, they really are. For replacement. But anyway, here's your connectors. This connection, the little wire deal, comes with the speaker, and you do get 2 of them. So your big one is your positive and your small one is your negative, and it shows you kind of on it as well. So you connect that, then we'll take our snips and we cut this back, right? And then we just connect them, right? So now we have to pry the speaker grill off of the door. Now you can do this while it's on the truck, right? While the door panel is actually on the door. Doesn't make no difference, right? You have to pry this off. It takes a little prying to get it off, right? And then that's what it looks like. We're not going to remove the factory tweeter, and we're not going to reconnect it either. We're leaving it completely off, okay? Because we have 2 tweeters, and they sound way better. All right, so, and you got a little mess, a little dirt, so we went ahead and cleaned it all up. There's your grill. That's what it looks like from the back side. Okay, now at this point, you can put the door panel back on. So, remember, you first want to do this connector first, since it's the biggest one. Go ahead and push it in, and then you slap that on. Then you start making your other connections. You have a green in here as well. You have a blue, green, and then the black connection. Right, and then this one, and then up further back behind this one is a black connector. This is for your tweeter, don't worry about that. And anyway, so you want to connect that. You can look from underneath and you'll pretty much see where they go. Blue goes to blue, this one goes to this one. And so you make those connections, right? There's the tweeter, you're not hooking that wire back up at all. All right, and then you have your light connection. And so you go ahead and make that connection as well. You'll know because it'll light up. And then now see these little tab deals? These are going to go into the door panel right here. All right, this is how you'll line everything up. Okay, here's another one. That's for the top. That's the other side. And then kind of here they are, right? So once you get the door panel back on, you kind of have to set it in there from the bottom and then kind of push down. It takes a few seconds to get it, and then about the top you'll know because it'll sit flush here and in the back as well. So once your door panel's back on, right, then I recommend you go ahead and test everything to make sure everything is connected before you tighten up your screws and have it back on the door. So go ahead and test everything, make sure everything's all right. Now go ahead and put your screws back in the appropriate places, as I've done here, right? You do the top, work your way down, right? And once you got everything, we leave everything a little loose, then we come back and snug them up. Then we'll pop this little button in, right? Then we'll put the door lock back on. And of course, we'll test that as well to make sure it's okay, right? And then you have this little groove piece for this little front door piece for the mirror deal, whatever it is. It's just like a little cap, right? And then that sits there just like that, as you can see. All right, then we'll pop this piece back on, right? And that just simply pops on. And then there you go. That's your door panel back on. Tweeter stays there. You got your grill removed, your speaker wires are cut, so now you're ready basically to install, right? Now we could have installed the speaker on the inside. You have options. I just decided I would like to mount it on the outside, and I'm not going to be putting the grill that comes with the speaker, the new one, I'm not going to be putting it on because it won't fit. So now I want to get this set up there, right? Then I want to go ahead and make some holes, make sure they're even, okay? And then I want to go ahead and drill a little small pilot hole with a small bit on the bottom one, right? You don't want to do all four, you just need to do the bottom one, okay? And then take some pieces of tape, right? And then just spin it on, coil them up, right? Make sure you have the right connections. Remember, like we said, your negative is your gray and your positive is your tan, right? And then we want to go ahead and kind of put our speaker box here so we know we're there. And then we want to turn the radio on to make sure that it works and then it's pushing outward, you know, downward, whatever it was, and that everything is good and the speaker works correctly. All right. So what I decided to do at this point, because I'm going to be doing a better connection later, is I went ahead right here and I just taped them up with some electrical tape, okay, because like I say, I plan on changing it later, all right? So this is just to give you guys an example, okay? And then once you're past that, right, now you just push the wires in, you line your hole up, take your little sheet metal screw on your drill bit, and notice I have the chuck all the way set at 1. All right, and I'm just going to go real easy, and I'm just going to kind of hold the speaker from the top. I held it from the top so you guys could see as I was doing this. As I was doing this install, I was also taking pictures, so you just have to bear with me. All right, so you go real slow, go real easy. Don't snug it in there yet. You'll do that with your Phillips. Just get it in there. You have your holes lined up, and then go ahead and do the top one, right? Just go real easy, and then you can do the other two. And at this point now, you want to use your Phillips and just snug up the sheet metal screws. You know, I didn't use the ones that come in the box, and the reason why I didn't was because they were longer. So I was already at Walmart, and I said, you know, these ones that come with it are a little long. As I was looking at the box and the contents, I said, yeah, I need something a little bit shorter. So I went with shorter ones, and they're silver. Doesn't matter to me. Use whatever you prefer. And then now we're simply going to reinstall the grill. The grill, it's a little bit of a trick, but you will eventually get it. And then that's what it looks like when it's back on. And pretty much from there, you're a done deal. And then there's everything, as you can see. Right, get a little bit better picture of it. Right, the door panel's back on, and then make sure, go ahead and test everything. Make sure everything is working all right, and that you're good to go. And that's about it.